Welcome to Maximum Pew Pew. My name is Jay, and I'll be your host and primary GM for this adventure. Maximum Pew Pew is an actual play RPG podcast that myself and several close friends of mine are working on. Myself, I've been a game master for about 6 years, and I've really got most of my experience through the Pathfinder Society organized play campaign locally. So I've really followed Paizo's product line pretty closely for the past several years. So when Starfinder was announced, I've always been a bit more attuned to sci-fi versus fantasy. So Starfinder really got my attention, and I really wanted to run the AP that accompanied the release of Starfinder for some friends of mine, and perhaps turn it into a special project, which is how Maximum Pew Pew kind of got off the ground. And the more I ran, the more I realized that, there's some other games that maybe we want to incorporate too. I'm a big fan of the kind of the hacks and games that have come out of the Apocalypse World game. So there's a bunch of things powered by the Apocalypse system that have really caught my attention. Also, a really big fan of Tales from the Loop. It's Modifius products, and some of the Green Ronin products as well. So there's some really cool stuff out there that I believe deserves some extra attention and love, and those will probably be part of Maximum Pew Pew as well. But for now, what we're currently working on is the Dead Sun's Adventure Path, produced by Paizo. It's the flagship adventure path for the Starfinder role-playing game that released in August 2017, and that's our current project right now. Just to let you know, this is kind of a labor of love. This isn't being recorded in a studio with a lot of professional equipment. We've got a table and some chairs and a Zoom recorder picking up our audio. You're going to hear a lot of table noise, paper shuffling, my daughter upstairs screaming along to whatever video she's watching, maybe one of my two cats sort of running along and interacting with, a ball or trash or something. So if you were expecting something a bit more on the professional side, then, just keep in mind that, we're still trying to keep this really, really personal. And we're all at the same table, which is kind of a novel idea for some of the actual play podcasts out there as well. Also keep in mind that some of the language can get a little bit not safe for work, so there will be some adult language, and that's just kind of typical of sort of the subject matter. I tend to run games that are a bit more, shall we say, noir, gritty type spectrum. So, sometimes things get a little heated, and sometimes strong language is warranted, but I prefer a little bit of realism and spontaneity, and sometimes those are the words that get peppered in there as a result. If you do enjoy Maximum Pew Pew, we are available on several social media mediums. For starters, we do have a website, MaximumPewPew.com. Podcast release are going to be hosted there. It's going to be your main source for that. We also have a Facebook page and a Twitter. Just search for Maximum Pew Pew. Should be pretty easy to find. We are also running a Patreon. Again, this is a labor of love, and by no means am I looking to make any type of profit off of this project. However, I would like to put my best foot forward as a host and be able to provide, my players maybe some snacks and drinks when they come over. Also, web hosting and podcast hosting. There are several charges associated with production of something like this, even as small as it is. So, if you enjoy it and you want to contribute a few dollars, I'm certainly not going to twist your arm, and this podcast will persist regardless of what support we receive. But, anything that could help out would be, wonderful, just kind of icing on the cake. So I'd like to thank you for tuning in to Maximum Pew Pew, and please enjoy the show. Ambient music provided by Tabletop Audio. Original 10-minute ambiances and music for games and stories. Find out more at tabletopaudio.com.